This is Alan Cowell, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my upcoming boot camp. And this is a picture of the front of where the boot camp's going to be. And I just took this just a couple weeks ago when I was down in Savannah, checking the place out for our event. And I lived in Savannah. I was there for a year. Lived there in the mid '80s, and I worked for a company called Hobart Corporation, and they make slicers like you see at Rack's Roast Beef and a lot of other places. In fact, it was an international market, and lived right outside, or I worked right outside of Savannah at Richmond Hill. I lived in Savannah, and I'll tell you what, I was there for a year, and I fell in love with Savannah. It is a beautiful city. One of the restaurants that I went to and took my family when they came down from the north was a place called Mrs. Wilkes Boarding House, and if you're in town, you ought to try it out. It's down on Jones Street. It is awesome, and they serve family style. Extremely popular place. And then obviously Paula Dean, TV personality, very popular. And just as a side note, they shot the movie Forrest Gump there. And in fact, the bench he was sitting on throughout the movie was right there at one of the parks. Um, Savannah is a it's an hour from Hilton Head, which is gorgeous. If you've ever never been there, it's a great place to go. And a couple of interesting things for me is that after I moved back to Ohio after working in Savannah, I told my secretary about it, and I'll be darned if she didn't go down there and and get married because it's such a beautiful city. And then when I spoke in Atlanta just a few weeks ago, I was talking about my boot camp, and I had some lady shout out that she got married there. So. It is a gorgeous city. A little history on it. It was settled back in 1733 and by a gentleman by the name of James Oglethorpe. He founded the city. And one of the cool things Oglethorpe did was lay out parks in each intersection downtown. So as you're going down to the main part of the city, you'll come up to an intersection where normally here in Ohio, where I'm at, we got stoplights. Well, down there they got parks, and you just drive around the park, and just makes the city very unique. Um, just some more deeper history on it. Back in the Civil War, uh, the General Sherman from the North burned a 60-mile swath through Georgia from Atlanta to the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. And when he got to Savannah, he didn't burn it. In fact, he turned it over to President Lincoln as a Christmas gift, and what that did was it left a lot of pre-Civil War homes in the city, which is really fabulous. Um, there are some forts there because out on the ocean, and there's the mouth of the Savannah River, and so they got a couple forts there, and I've been through one that's really excellent to take a chance to see an old fort. The Girl Scout, they were founded there, and the movie The Garden of Good and Evil was shot there. They shoot a lot of movies there because it's such a wonderful down south southern city. There's also a number of tours there, carriage rides, and they're on the Savannah River, so there's boats. And there's also deep sea fishing. In fact, when I was there, I was heading out to the beach one day, and I saw that they had a shark hunters club where they come in for the day with their catch. And one of the nice things about the city is when you're driving through the town is they've got in the trees, one of the things is Spanish moss hanging down, and it really gives it a wonderful look. There's the Savannah River and a couple boats where they do the tours. And actually, if you look through there, you see that hotel on the other side. That is in South Carolina. I'm standing in Georgia when I'm taking this picture, and the Savannah River there divides the two states. Now, our event is going to be at the Embassy Suites at the Savannah Airport. It's actually called the Savannah Hilton Head Airport, and that's a picture I showed you when I started this. And I want you to make sure you get in and know about the room block expiring. You get in it before that October 24th date. You should call now, 912-330-8222. And I do that right now. One of the things is I want to highly encourage you to stay at the hotel and not book your room off site because you'll miss out on so much. The you know, you want to work with like-minded people, and one of the things I encourage is networking. And so when you come to the event, you want to make sure that you take the time to get to know some of the other folks. I mean, I think it is extremely important for your success and for your future. In fact, the reason I do that is because in my life, I didn't think about it networking. I think about it more like making friends. But I went to a number of boot camps and made a lot of friends. And here you roll the clock forward. You know, now I'm a national speaker, and they're still my friends, and we're with a number of them I communicate regularly with. So, you know, I think it's important if you stay there, you get to, you know, I'll be there hanging out in the halls, and my staff too. And so if you got a quick question, you know, we can help you out. And then also the other folks in the room. So, looking forward to seeing you there. It's going to be a phenomenal event, maybe the best one I've ever taught. So, I need to have you sign up and get your room. Well, to your wealth.